Hi everyone, yasas que kalos irtate to another episode of Dimitra's Dishes. Today we're going to be making pasteli. Pasteli is a sesame candy that is made with sesame seeds, nuts. I'm using almonds today, but you can use peanuts or your favorite nuts. You can even throw some dried fruit in here if you want. We're going to make a little bit of a crispier version. I made this a few years back at the beginning of the channel with just sesame seeds and honey, and it is delicious. It's sticky and gooey and good. But this is my aunt's recipe, my tia Antonia in Greece. She made this at a gathering last time we were there, and my cousin literally ate a whole pound of it. It's so good, so delicious. Let's get started. Okay, so use a shallow pan to do this if you can. I'm adding 2 cups of sesame seeds. That's about 250 grams. And I'm also going to add half a cup of walnuts that I've just roughly chopped. And I'm going to toast these over medium heat until they're nice and golden. And make sure to keep tossing it, otherwise it can burn. Okay, so the sesame seeds are toasted. You don't want them to get darker than this, otherwise they start to get bitter. I'm going to reduce the heat to low and add 3/4 of a cup of granulated sugar. Then either dip a tablespoon in olive oil, just so that way the honey doesn't stick, or you could spray it with some baking spray, and add 2 heaping tablespoons of honey. Greek honey is best for this, but use whatever you have. So the honey makes it a little bit more chewy. If you were to use all sugar, it's going to be really crispy pasteli. And just warm this through until the sugar melts. You can do this on the lowest heat. So one way to know it's ready is if it sticks together. That's how you know that the sugar has melted and it's ready to be transferred to a pan. So I like to use either a 9 or 10-inch square or round pan, whatever you like. I put a piece of parchment paper in there and then go ahead and transfer all of the pasteli on top of the parchment paper and spread it and flatten it out as flat as you can get it. So that way once we go and we cut it, all the pieces will be nice and even. You can spray the back of a measuring cup with some avocado spray or baking spray, or even brush it with some olive oil, and then that'll help you flatten the pasteli. So then just set it aside at room temperature for about 15 or 20 minutes until it cools down a little bit. Once it cools down, it's also going to set, and then you can cut it into your desired serving sizes. This is great to hand out as gifts. You could put it in little cookie boxes. You can make them into little candies or bars, whatever you prefer. I like to cut them into little rectangles, and then they're going to be ready to serve. So just like that, the pasteli is ready. I like to cut it while it's still slightly warm, so that way it's a little bit on the softer side. As it sits, it is going to harden a little bit more, but like I said, because there is some honey in there, it's going to give it a little bit more of a chewy texture. The more honey you put in it, the more chewy it's going to get, so you can definitely reduce the amount of sugar and add more honey if you like a more chewier sesame candy. Like I said, you can cut these as big or as small as you want. You can make bars or little candies. I like to cut them into smaller pieces. Time for the taste test. And as you can see, they have a little bit of chew to them. The sesame and the almonds are toasted, so it really elevates their flavor. The hint of the honey in the background is just so lovely. If you can use Greek honey, make sure to do so. We do have some available for sale in our shop that we ship to throughout the United States, so check it out if you have time. To get the exact measurements for this recipe, head on over to the website. Make this, share pictures with me on social media. Thank you guys so much for spending time with me today. I'll see you all next time. Yasas.